As you might imagine, 8 years ago, a portal appeared and the monsters were born. Humanity was being completely wiped out, and this event was called a magic wave. But guess what? With this magnetic shift on Earth, humans began to awaken. Talents, professions, and things like systems started to emerge. And just like in capitalism, where everything is decided by how wealthy you're born, in this world, everything is decided by the talent you have. At this moment, we're at Jang Academy where the awakening process is taking place. An old man tells everyone that today is an extremely important day in their lives. He asks them to step forward and begin awakening their talents. He is certain that with the years of study they have undergone, they are more than prepared to become professionals. Being strong in this new world means sacrificing your life to protect humanity. The students are all excited, and he tells them to wait as each one will be called by their number. Number 1001, a boy named Wang Shu, says that it has been years since he started living in this world, and the day has finally come. Here, talents are divided into common rank, rare rank, legendary rank, subdivine, and mythical. However, to this day, there has not been a human of mythical rank in humanity. Most people dream of awakening as a swordsman or a mage. Other desired classes include summoners, warriors, and assassins. Meanwhile, the least wanted class is the priest, as many awaken into it, but their healing is weak. This means they cannot change the course of a battle, which is why it is considered a bad profession. More aggressive classes can use their talents, equipment, and potions to grind and level up independently. Meanwhile, priests depend on others and need to hide to gain experience, making them a joke. Someone then calls out the name Lin Yi. A pink-haired girl asks him what class he plans to choose, mage, warrior, or assassin. He replies that there's no point in thinking about a class before seeing which talent awakens. She makes an annoyed face and says she was just curious. This girl is Su Mumu, one of the students here. Obviously, there are simps in every world, and this one is no different. Lin Yi pats her head while keeping an eye on the guys glaring at him angrily. In the background, a guy with his hands in his pockets mutters that Lin Yi acts all high and mighty, but is useless. He always behaves as if he's something special, but everyone is sure his talent will be terrible. Su Mumu tells them to stop saying such things. Meanwhile, the aforementioned Wang Shu awakens a rare rank talent. It's a strength amplification, and his friends say it's perfect for choosing the warrior profession. However, he's more interested in observing the protagonist. He's curious to see if this guy is truly favored by the gods. Lin Yi tells Mumu not to worry too much about it. She asks him how he never cares about what others say. The boy, ever the dreamer, says he's sure he will become the strongest. That's the only way to prevent everything that happened. A family is seen running away carrying a child in their arms, desperately seeking shelter. Suddenly, a green monster appears beside them, and before the father can react, he takes a punch to the stomach. The poor man is thrown to the ground. While the father tells Lin Yi to run, he sees his mother in the monster's grasp. In a flashback reminiscent of Attack on Titan, it seems she was devoured. The door opens, and someone says to capture whoever survived. Apparently, after that, he started living with Su Mumu's family. Remembering how much she took care of him, he wants to become strong to protect them too. Finally, it's his turn, and he reassures her not to worry. However, she's anxious while everyone else is eager to see what talent this guy will awaken. He steps onto the magic circle and suddenly finds himself in a galaxy. Looking at what seems to be a giant star, he wonders if this is where talents awaken. He reaches out his hand, and as soon as he makes contact, a blue dragon appears, floating above him. At the same time, a red dragon rises from below. Both enter his body, and of course, he awakens a mythical rank talent. It's the reversal of heaven and earth, and the system asks if he wants to hide it. The reversal talent allows him to turn positive abilities into negative ones and vice versa. At higher levels, it might even alter the nature of things themselves. For now, any altered ability will consume 10% less mana, and any debuff will become a buff and vice versa. Apparently, this ability can also be turned on and off, though he's not entirely sure how it works yet. He imagines that with any offensive class, he could even heal himself. The problem is that this seems to affect only abilities. This means if he's attacked physically, it might not work. The worst part is that priests trying to heal him might end up causing damage instead. Now it's clear why this talent had the option to be hidden. As he steps back outside, no one has any idea what talent he awakened. Mumu approaches and asks, but he says it has to remain a secret for now. People around him start whispering that it must be such a bad talent he's embarrassed to reveal it. Then it's Mumu's turn to awaken her talent. Once someone has awakened their talent, they must move to another area to choose their profession. He approaches the statue of a woman, and you already know what he's going to choose. To compensate for the reversal, he needs some way to deal damage. That's why he selects the priest card. The statue even asks if he's sure about this choice, and he confirms. With that, the profession change begins, and he's enveloped in golden light. But hold on. This is the priest class outfit, and the boy has a skull emblem on his chest. For now, his stats are quite low, except for his mythical talent. His basic abilities include the healing art, which lets him restore 50 HP to a target, and clairvoyance, which allows him to restore someone's mana. He immediately activates the reversal of heaven and earth. With this, the healing art gets reversed and starts dealing 50 true damage. The advantage is that as true damage, it bypasses any defense, and reverse clairvoyance makes the target lose 30 mana. Thinking about his succubus draining energy, he notes this skill is perfect for depleting mages' mana so they can't cast spells. The only problem with his fighting style is that he must be careful with allies. Apparently, if someone tries to heal him or buff him, the effect will also be reversed. People are left staring in disbelief that someone actually chose the worst profession. Mumu awakens a legendary talent, Bionic Tears. This allows her to summon spirits from another world to fight for her. Everyone is enamored, saying the goddess truly is amazing. She then heads to the profession statue and chooses Mage. Everyone is confident her future is secured with a legendary talent and such a strong class. However, from a distance, an old man remarks he's more interested in that one. It's been a long time since a student chose this profession, and he's curious. A man behind him adds that the boy didn't seem hesitant, so there must be a reason. Meanwhile, Su Mumu rushes it over, calling for Lin Yi. She's already wearing her mage outfit and asks if he wants to team up for a dungeon. Trying to keep his talent hidden, he declines, saying he has his own plans. She looks confused and asks what he's going to do. But before he can answer, a message announces that the wolf cavern is open. Anyone who has awakened their talent and chosen a profession can enter. Some guys approach Lin Yi and Su Mumu, inviting them to join their team. They even say they'd let Lin Yi play despite his useless profession, but he simply declines. The teacher explains that dungeons require teamwork. Even someone with great talent can't handle hordes of demons alone. The group turns to greet the director, who says that in the face of demons, all rivalries should be set aside. Lin Yi clarifies that he has nothing against the others. It's just that he prefers to go alone to maximize his experience gain. Still, the guy scoffs at the idea of a priest playing solo. He advises the boy to think carefully and not gamble with his life. After all, damage taken in a dungeon carries over to reality. The protagonist thanks him for the concern, but insists he'll manage. He knows that to level up quickly, he needs to go solo. Watching from afar, the director wonders why he seems so confident. Standing before the gate, Lin Yi extends his hand. The beginner's test is dangerous, and the system recommends entering with a team, but he simply replies that he'll go alone. Moments later, he's inside the wolf dungeon. It's a level 1 to 3 forest with high difficulty. The system warns him not to get surrounded, or there will be no escape. Lin Yi knows that if he can at least achieve a B grade, it will be enough. Besides, there's a healing chamber along the way, which will be perfect for him to recover. Those who die in this place are usually either too greedy and try to face all the wolves at once, or they venture into the deeper forbidden areas. Of course, this doesn't apply to him since he awakened a much higher-ranking talent. That's why he heads straight for the so-called Forbidden Land. Not long after, he finds himself face-to-face with a few white wolves in the forest's deepest part. Or maybe it's one of the gray wolves. It's hard to tell. Either way, they're level 1, so it must be challenging. One of them activates its bite skill and leaps toward him. Lin Yi, however, simply smiles. The boy is surrounded by a massive aura. He points his staff at the creature and activates healing. A pillar of fiery light erupts beneath the monster, evaporating it in a single hit, earning him 10 experience points. 2 more wolves charge, using their bite skill to strike his shoulder. But Lin Yi reverses the bite damage, healing himself instead. Indeed, it seems he can invert everything that happens to him. This boy is overpowered. He activates clairvoyance, trapping the wolves as their mana drains away. For creatures with such low energy, extracting even a little mana immobilizes them. Another wolf charges, but this one doesn't use his skill, so he has to dodge. As soon as he evades, he uses another healing skill, and the monster collapses. His plan is to kill every creature in the area and leave the dungeon at level 4. Another wolf tries to attack him from behind, but he activates healing again. All the while, he reflects on how long he has prepared for this day. After the fight, he deactivates the reversal and uses clairvoyance to recover his mana. Now at level 2 with some points to spare, he invests everything in intelligence. As long as he can heal and regenerate mana, he doesn't need anything else. The scene shifts to the director, who seems to have noticed that Lin Yi is heading toward the forbidden area. He knows that it houses a level 5 Wolf King descendant, an extremely dangerous boss. What he doesn't know is whether the boy is attempting suicide or has some hidden talent that could ensure victory. Unfortunately, since Lin Yi hid his talent, the director can only focus on observing other students. Meanwhile, another man watches Mumu's group on the monitor, noting her potential. Mumu, along with 2 other mages, is battling magical creatures. The man comments that she lacks a bit of firepower. Understandable, given her spinning magic style. Her spells don't pierce through the creatures like a spear would. But as soon as one enemy falls, 2 more rush toward her. She warns her friends to retreat immediately. Once her magic cooldown ends, she summons a spiritual clone spinning through the wolves. Exhausted, she rests as the director remarks on her promising future. The scene shifts to a rabbit fleeing as a wolf chases it. Lin Yi had just defeated another creature, leveling up to level 3. The progress was as fast as he expected, and he wouldn't take long to reach level 4. He hears a noise behind him and knows he's found it. Pulling aside some bushes, he finally spots the boss, the level 5 Wolf King descendant. As an incredibly dangerous creature in the starting area, its existence is almost taboo. Countless beginners have died at its hands, helpless against its power. That's why this place is considered forbidden. To make matters worse, the boss is always surrounded by other wolves. But Lin Yi knows that, like any animal, is sometimes wander apart. That's when he'll strike, eliminating one at a time. The plan is to kill every wolf near the boss until only the two of them remain. Seconds later, the forest is littered with wolf corpses and Lin Yi reaches level 4. At that moment, the boss notices him. Turning to face the boy, Lin Yi asks if it senses something's wrong. Seeing the boss up close, he's shocked. It has 2,000 HP, at least 50 times stronger than the earlier wolves. But he has a solution. The wolf's first attack is met with Lin Yi's ability, which of course he reverses. He even laughs, thanking the wolf for the healing. The creature attacks again with a skill, and Lin Yi realizes that for mindless monsters like this, his strategy is perfect. The wolf grows tired as Lin Yi's cooldown ends. He uses healing on the boss, dealing a massive 500 damage, almost a quarter of its health. The wolf attempts a basic slashing attack that could be lethal, but Lin Yi dodges just in time. The creature seems to notice something is off, but Lin Yi knows it's already too late. The wolf uses his strengthening skill and charges at Lin Yi. He muses that fighting the boss alongside other creatures would have been difficult. But with just the two of them, there's no way he can lose. Another healing spell sweeps through the forest and the boss collapses. Lin Yi earns 1,000 experience points, leveling up to level 5. He also obtains a low-tier bronze chest. Considering he just defeated a secret boss, shouldn't the reward be better? Right after he thinks this, the chest upgrades. The system announces that since he didn't use any damage-dealing skills, he earned an SS rank. As a reward, the system grants him an advanced chest. Lin Yi knows this is because he attacked with healing spells. Outside the dungeon, everyone is informed of his achievement and is stunned. What kind of talent could emerge in their class to achieve an SS rank? Even the old instructor with decades of experience at the academy had never seen anything close to this. The guy with glasses knows that to achieve an SSF rank, you need to take no damage at all. So who could possibly pull that off? Meanwhile, Mumu, who gave it her all and has a great talent, still only managed a rank. She has no idea how hard a certain someone fought to achieve that rank. Lin Yi is already leaving, commenting that he was luckier than expected. But now it's time for the final reward, and he commands the chest to open. Inside, he finds a class-specific skill, Divine Healing, along with 5 attribute points and a Shadow Dagger. The dagger increases his attack by 50 points and has a 5% chance to cause bleeding. Divine Healing restores 100 HP to everyone within a 10-meter radius. He learns it and immediately uses Reversal. Now the ability deals 100 damage plus 20 HP per second. Although its mana cost and cooldown are high, it's perfect for dealing with multiple creatures in an area. With this setup, he can take greater risks, putting himself in the middle of monster hordes to level up faster. Combining it with his mana recovery ability, there's probably no mage stronger than him at this level. Of course, the extra attribute points he earned will also help. Only those who achieve high grades can choose where to allocate their points. As usual, he puts all 5 into intelligence. His goal is to become the highest damage dealer in this world. From outside the dungeon, someone remarks that someone is coming out. It must be the team that achieve the highest rank. But the only one who appears is Lin Yi. People assume the SS rank team is still inside finishing something and will come out soon. Mumu approaches, asking if it was him who did it. The guys nearby tell her to stop overestimating this loser. After all, he was alone, so it's impossible. Lin Yi ignores them and asks if anyone among them became an assassin since he has a high-quality weapon. Suddenly, people start bidding, offering from 10,000 to 20,000 coins, and someone even raises it to 50,000. This amount intrigues Lin Yi, who says he'll sell it if someone offers more. A girl raises her hand and announces she'll pay 100,000 alliance coins. The crowd is stunned. That's enough for someone to eat comfortably for 10 years. Lin Yi thinks the girl is lucky since the dagger is genuinely worth that price. He pulls it out and declares the deal done. Some people approach, curious about the boy's level, while the elders observe from above. One of them mentions that Lin Yi entered alone, and another comments that if that's the case, he must have joined a team inside. After all, it's impossible for someone to achieve an SS rank alone. The rank requires taking no damage, which is unthinkable for a solo player. Lin Yi's hatters are seething as people get excited about his dagger sale. A guy in a blue hat insists that Lin Yi must have cheated to obtain such an item. It's impossible for a priest to accomplish something like that. Later, the headmaster announces that all tests have been completed. From now on, they are no longer students but hunters in training with extraordinary abilities. Some will move on and return to normal lives, while others will become heroes fighting for humanity. In 30 days, they'll undergo a new evaluation and should aim to reach at least level 10 by then. Lin Yi knows the final professional test is at the end of that period, and the challenge is that it must be completed as a team. The most important part will be coordination, and luckily, he already has a determined partner. He knows Mumu is someone who needs a lot of care. She's extremely loyal, and people often take advantage of her kindness to deceive her. Even though she awakened a powerful talent, he needs to protect her from anything that might happen. After all, it's the promise he made to her aunt. He won't let another tragedy like that occur. He places a hand on her face and says they won't have dinner tonight because they're going hunting first. The next scene shows them already in the stone cave, a level 3 to 6 area. What a miracle! Lim Yi isn't one of those protagonists who ignores everyone. Instead, he invited her to level up together. Of course, they're playing on hard difficulty since it yields better items. Unfortunately, he wanted to play on nightmare difficulty, but a dungeon this tricky doesn't have that option. Mumu asks if they're really taking such a big risk and whether he's aiming for another SS rank. He simply asks her to trust him. She replies that it's not a matter of trust, but she knows they won't deal enough damage together. He reassures her, saying he has a plan to shortcut through this dungeon. Shocked, she asks if he means bypassing everything to go straight to the boss. He explains that the dungeon's layout is fixed with monsters locked in specific areas. He's analyzed it and believes the two of them can pull it off. Mumu is excited, trusting Lim Yi's deductive skills. After all, she remembers the countless times she visited his room to find him studying dungeons and calculating strategies. For some strange reason, though, he always barely passed theoretical exams. That's why many believe he was hopelessly dumb, but she's sure he's been hiding something. Lim Yi tells her to stop daydreaming, and she quickly snaps back, saying she's ready to go. The next scene shows them entering the cave. Mumu is excited, commenting on how beautiful the place is, while Lim Yi warns her to stay cautious as wild dungeons are far more dangerous. Suddenly, the system notifies them that their party is short on members, so they'll be paired with another team. Lim Yi had wanted to do it alone, but apparently this was inevitable. The problem is that another team doesn't mean help, it means more competition. An explosion suddenly goes off behind them. A guy is thrown into a pillar, coughing up water mixed with blood, muttering that he didn't expect the monsters to overwhelm them like this. A hard-level wild dungeon was far worse than he had imagined. Lim Yi and Mumu approach, and the group recognizes them, begging for help, citing academy rules. But Lim Yi is ruthless, telling them to fend for themselves. The group curses him, calling him a pest, but he simply grabs Mumu's hand and runs off. He advises her to remember that these scorpions are terrified of water. Both he and Mumu have long-range attacks, so they just need to avoid getting poisoned. She acknowledges this, and he adds that they're sensitive to sound. One appears in front of them, and they move into action. Lim Yi activates a raid technique, and the creature's health plummets. Mumu asks if this is the talent that earned him an SS rank, but he simply tells her to keep quiet. He begins recalling the path to avoid creatures and eventually reaches a lake, telling her to follow him. He dives in, and after a moment's hesitation, she follows. Of course, since she got wet, there's the obligatory shot of her drying off. Lim Yi picks up a stone, strikes the ground, and seems to raise something from the earth. From the ceiling, a strange red eye begins staring at him. Meanwhile, one of the scorpions fighting the other team changes direction. They all head toward the water tornado Lim Yi created. Even the boss appears, a level 6 venomous scorpion king. Lim Yi taunts the creature, daring it to approach, knowing it's afraid of water. When the boss hesitates, he declares that it's his turn now. He activates his new area damage spell, instantly killing over 100 scorpions. The other team in the dungeon is left wondering how a priest could have such a powerful area attack. Mumu uses her powers, killing over 50 scorpions herself, and is amazed at how much experience she's gaining, already reaching level 4. Lim Yi announces it's time to deal with the king. The creature seems to be gathering the courage to enter the water. Mumu attacks it with an ice spell, but only deals 10 damage. She asks Lim Yi how they're supposed to kill it, given its high defense. He reassures her that the key is to strike its abdomen. The monster attacks the island they're on, forcing them to leap into the air. As they evade, Lim Yi unleashes another healing attack, creating a new platform. Each of his attacks deals 150 damage, but the boss has far more health than he anticipated. When the boss is about to strike, Lim Yi tells Mumu it's time. He maneuvers to force the boss to raise its arm, exposing its abdomen. With a precise hit, he deals 1,000 damage. Mumu is impressed to see how much more effective hitting the abdomen is. They repeat this strategy a few more times and quickly achieve an SS rank. Lim Yi levels up to 6. As they leave, the other team calls out to him. They want to be friends and join his group, but he simply warns them to keep everything they saw today to themselves. If anyone talks, there will be consequences. Shortly after, they find themselves in a golden room. Standing before the chest, Lim Yi declares it's time to open it. Inside, they find a growth skill called Poisonous Bubble, a silver rank hunter's sword, wind boots that increase movement speed by 30%, a small emerald ring that reduces all skill cooldowns by 10%. The Poisonous Bubble skill allows him to summon a venomous bubble, exactly as it sounds. Mumu is impressed, saying this golden treasure exceeded her expectations. For Lim Yi, the best item is clearly the cooldown-reducing ring. Mumu likes the skill book, but says she can't learn it since her expertise is in ice magic, not poison. However, the book suddenly activates, and her talent score increases from 2 to 5. Lim Yi remarks that this might be her hidden class talent, considering her high rank. Excited, Mumu declares she can now help him even more. Lim Yi laughs, saying it's time for them to leave. Outside, they find many people looking for groups. When the crowd sees Mumu, they start fawning over her. The guys whisper about Lim Yi, wondering how someone with such a terrible class managed to get an SS rank. Out of nowhere, a yellow Lamborghini pulls up in front of the dungeon. Where did that come from? The guy steps out of the car, telling his friend that he finally sees the girl he was talking about and agrees she's as stunning as described. Mumu immediately grabs Lingyi's arm, saying they should leave. She explains that this guy uses his family's wealth to hire geniuses and dominate most dungeons. He also has a hobby of chasing after girls from poor families. But the guy approaches quickly, asking her to wait. Introducing himself as Huang Shafeng, he says it would be great to get to know her. In the background, some people criticize him while others defend him, saying there's no proof against him. Shafeng, however, enjoys the attention. Being the center of it is what matters most to him. Suddenly, Mumu hides behind Lingyi, claiming she can't because she has a boyfriend. Shafeng can't believe he's being rejected by a guy wearing ragged clothes. Lingyi asks Mumu if he's being used as a shield, assuming she knows this guy. Shafeng tries to touch Lingyi's arm but gets slapped away. Furious, Shafeng yells, demanding to know how Lingyi dares to do such a thing. Activating a charge skill, Shafeng lunges, declaring that Lingyi will learn his lesson. But Lingyi calmly activates reversal. Shafeng ends up hitting himself, collapsing to the ground. The poor guy groans in pain, demanding to know what dirty trick Lingyi used. Lingyi coolly replies, asking if Shafeng has lost his mind. Everyone saw he didn't do anything. Besides, he's just a priest. The crowd, including Mumu, murmurs that priests don't have any offensive skills. Shafeng charges again, shouting for Lingyi to go to hell. Half a second later, he's back on the ground, bewildered. Lingyi notices that Shafeng's ability not only has its damage reversed, but also triggers a knockback effect. As everyone watches Shafeng get humiliated, he vows to tell his father and make Lingyi kneel to apologize. Meanwhile, a guy in glasses wonders who this kid is that defeated Shafeng so easily. He approaches Lingyi and apologizes on Shafeng's behalf. Shafeng doesn't take this well, yelling at Zhao Kang, demanding to know why he isn't beating up Lingyi. Kang ignores him, summoning a golden power in his hand, causing Shafeng to faint. Kang warns Lingyi to be careful, as Shafeng might send someone after him for revenge when he wakes up. He hands Lingyi a card with 50,000 Alliance coins as an apology, asking him to avoid Shafeng for now. Lingyi smirks, saying he can't promise that, adding he's actually looking forward to the trouble Shafeng might cause. After all, he still needs to test his reversal's combat capabilities further. On the forums, there's already talk of a strategy to clear the stone cave in under 1 minute and 30 seconds, along with a list of the items you can earn. It turns out Lingyi himself is selling the strategy. Mumu doesn't think it's a good idea to share it so openly. Lingyi counters that the terrain is highly unstable, and while people might buy the strategy, they'll struggle to follow it perfectly. Inside the cave, everyone is eager to buy it, as gaining attribute points is crucial. Lingyi starts raking in Alliance coins. However, it seems his plan backfired when someone cleared the cave and earned an SS rank. This caused more and more people to succeed, and Lingyi's earnings skyrocketed. In no time, his account balance reached over 500,000 coins. A man with long hair stares at a message on his screen, asking for information about this person. His team replies that it seems to be just a student from Jiang Academy. The man turns, intrigued, wanting to know what interesting events are happening there. Apparently, Lingyi only got those rare items from the cave because he was the first to achieve an SS rank. That's how he managed to sell this sword for 80,000 coins. Mumu is amazed at how much money he had made in such a short time. Lingyi agrees but says they need to clear stronger dungeons quickly, as silver-ranked items will soon lose value. However, he adds that even with the best equipment, someone who doesn't know how to fight is nothing special. Mumu questions why he's spending so much time making money and devising strategies instead of focusing on leveling up. He explains that the money is to protect the people he cares about. In his past life, he spent 18 hours a day at internet cafes. After losing his parents, coming to this new world brought him happiness. But his parents had died in the monster wave and his relatives began to despise him. No one wanted to care for him, saying it would have been better if he had died too. His relatives talked about abandoning him at an orphanage, calling him worthless. Just as he was preparing for that life, Mumu's family adopted him. They even helped him secure his parents' inheritance without taking a cent for themselves. His former relatives were taken to court and sentenced. That's why he wants to earn a lot of money to repay Mumu's family for their kindness, and why he's determined to grow stronger to protect those he loves. In the present, someone calls out to him. A girl with ribbons in her hair named Beiji approaches Lingyi, asking if he's still selling the hunter's sword. Turns out it was the muscular guy who offered 80,000 coins, and Lingyi asks why she looks so different from her profile picture. She explains that her phone's battery is dead, so she can't show proof, but it was her in the chat. Lingyi, skeptical, wonders how a little girl like her plans to wield such a massive sword. He says he'll show her the sword, but once she buys it, there's no refund. Beiji catches the sword midair and starts swinging it skillfully. Lingyi realizes she must have put all her points into strength. She asks if he's really selling it for 80,000, noting it normally costs 200,000. He questions if she truly doesn't understand the market value. She admits she's terrible with numbers and doesn't fully grasp the concept of money. Lingyi sighs, hands her his phone, and tells her to complete the transaction. She thanks him as he bids her farewell, telling her to message him if she needs anything. As he turns, Beiji seems to prepare an attack. The attack lands square on his head, but instead of harm, it's a blessing, luck of the goddess. It upgrades the quality of dungeon chests by 1 level for 24 hours. Startled, Lin Yi asks if that's really her talent. She confirms it is and adds that if she were in his party, he could always have this effect. Lin Yi recognizes that luck-enhancing buffs are incredibly rare, possibly rarer than legendary abilities, and she even mentions her talent can evolve. For someone like him, who already secures high-ranking chests, this would make a significant difference. He asks if anyone else knows about the effect of her talent. She says no, and he warns her that she's being careless. Given her talent's limits, she could easily become a target for kidnapping, forced to buff others before they enter dungeons. Most guilds would kill to monopolize such a powerful effect since chest quality is vital. He then declares that she'll join his team so he can protect her. Overjoyed, she's thrilled to find such a great group, while Lin Yi inwardly acknowledges he's practically kidnapping her in reverse. He's convinced her that everyone wants to abduct her, so she'll stay by his side and use her talent for him. Beiji introduces herself to Mumu, calling her beautiful and complimenting her soft hands. Mumu finds Beiji adorable, but senses something odd about her. She wonders if Lin Yi has ulterior motives, but says nothing. Lin Yi brushes it off, telling them to hurry up and eat because they have a dungeon to tackle. The girls ask which dungeon they'll do together first. He explains it'll be the Goblin Cave on Nightmare difficulty. He emphasizes the importance of earning free attribute points and the first-time high-rank rewards. The girls are skeptical, questioning if he's serious about such a challenging level. As rookies, Nightmare difficulty offers the best rewards but features far stronger creatures than hard mode. Mumu gets in his face, declaring it's impossible and accusing him of risking their lives needlessly. Lin Yi reassures her, but she warns that even advanced professionals sometimes face accidents in that dungeon. While they argue, Beiji slips away, saying she has something to do. Lin Yi massages Mumu's shoulder, telling her to go home and relax. He'll convince her later. Mumu insists she won't be persuaded so easily, and Lin Yi agrees to listen to her concerns. Yet Mumu knows him too well, realizing his agreement came too quickly. He's likely planning to go alone. Meanwhile, images of Lin Yi surface online, dubbing him the strongest rookie of the year. Skeptics dismiss the claim, noting his silhouette and staff suggest he's just an ordinary priest. The public knows he's from Jiang Academy, and many doubt he's clearing dungeons solo. Mumu, scrolling through the posts, sees the chatter until Lin Yi snatches her phone, telling her it's time to eat. The scene shifts to Mumu's house, where her mom, wearing a quirky bandana, praises both of them for their hard work. She urges them to eat, knowing how much effort they've been putting in. Mumu's dad asks Lin Yi how things are going, and he responds that everything is fine for now. Her dad praises Lin Yi's determination, saying he's always been competitive and never backs down once he makes a decision. Lin Yi feels awkward, and Mumu tells her dad not to say things like that. Her dad insists he doesn't want to interfere with Lin Yi's decisions, but wishes he could live a more stable life like Mumu. Mumu, feeling frustrated, wonders why everyone at the table seems to be putting her down. Lin Yi, amused, assures her he won't do anything beyond his abilities. Lin Yi's father-in-law hands him a card, reminding him that their home will always support him. Grateful, Lin Yi initially refuses, saying he's already earned plenty. But Mumu's mother insists, explaining that when the real tests begin, he'll need to spend much more than he expects, so it's better to accept. Not wanting to upset them, Lin Yi takes the card, thanking them, while thinking about how their support has been pivotal to his success. He reflects on how fortunate he is to have this life, knowing it wasn't easy to achieve. To protect it all, he must become stronger, which is why he's determined to tackle the nightmare-level dungeon. The scene shifts to Shafeng's house, where he's yelling at Kai Hang, demanding to know how he dared to betray him. Kai Hang calmly replies that he actually saved him. Without the money he gave, Shafeng would have woken up in a hospital, not at home. Shafeng claims that if he had better equipment, he would have won, but Kai Hang dismisses him, telling him to rest. Enraged, Shafeng throws a glass from his nightstand, blaming Kai Hang for his humiliation. Kai Hang retorts, asking if Shafeng really thinks he's special, just because he's the young heir of Master Quan. He declares that he should have never accepted babysitting someone like Shafeng and suggests the kid deserves a beating so severe even his mother wouldn't recognize him. Then, with a chilling grin, Kai Hang taunts him, saying he forgot. Shafeng never had a mother. As Kai Hang walks away, Shafeng seethes with rage, cursing him. Kai Hang, however, is far more intrigued by the boy who beat Shafeng without using any obvious abilities. He's beginning to believe the rumors that Lin Yi is solo clearing dungeons. On top of that, he's heard about another rising star selling dungeon strategies and rare items. He's baffled that two geniuses have seemingly appeared in Jiang Academy simultaneously. Meanwhile, Shafeng makes a call, asking for help to take care of a certain person. He assures them not to worry about consequences, insisting that they just teach the arrogant kid a lesson. The scene shifts to the Goblin Dungeon's first layer, where Lin Yi has just arrived. He knows this place is so dangerous that despite its incredible rewards, few dare to venture here. But with his luck buff active, he's confident it's worth it. At minimum, he expects to receive a platinum chest and 15 attribute points, a reward too good to pass up. Two giant goblins appear, towering 15 meters tall. Lin Yi marvels at their size, noting how goblins in his day used to be much smaller. The goblins, level 5, glare at him as he excitedly mutters at the real fun's about to begin. Within 5 seconds of entering, a horde of creatures swarms toward the entrance. Lim Yi begins running, recalling the 2 objectives for achieving an SS rank. Clear the dungeon in under 10 minutes. Defeat the boss while being attacked by other goblins. As he sprints through the forest, he draws the attention of every creature in the area. Within 2 minutes, he's being chased by an army of goblins. Lin Yi stops, turns around, and activates Reversal. Its area attack, paired with Divine Healing, now upgraded to level 2, wipes out the first and second layers of goblins. In no time, he reaches the 5th layer's entrance. He enters the Goblin Palace, where the boss, a level 8 Goblin King, awaits. The king demands to know who dares trespass in his territory. Lin Yi is surprised to see the boss so close to the entrance. Before he can react, the goblin raises its staff and commands him to die, leaping forward. Lin Yi knows dodging would be the standard move, but with Reversal, everything changes. The goblin's impact restores 1,500 of Lin Yi's health. Lin Yi counters with a healing attack, dealing 200 damage to the boss. Snarling, the Goblin King prepares a green energy attack, a dragon lance, that strikes Lin Yi's chest. Instead of losing 200 HP per second, Lin Yi recovers 200 HP per second. The boss, perplexed, asks why its abilities are ineffective against this human. Lin Yi, stunned, realizes the monster is intelligent enough to understand what's happening. The Goblin King enters Berserker mode, summoning a swarm of goblins around him. Lin Yi finally understands why this dungeon is considered a nightmare, but he holds back his trump card for now. The boss suddenly orders the goblins to attack only with physical strikes, abandoning their abilities. It taunts Lin Yi, asking how he'll survive hundreds of attacks like these. The goblin army charges toward him. Lin Yi buffs himself with Reversal and dodges several attacks, but archers hit him twice in the back. He remains calm, knowing he can heal himself. Touching his chest, he recovers all damage, further confusing the boss. The Goblin King, noticing Lin Yi's strange black aura, wonders what it is. Lin Yi unleashes another healing laser, slicing through the goblin's legs and hitting the boss at the back. The Goblin King continues its relentless attacks, but Lin Yi deftly dodges while countering with his healing abilities. The boss, growing increasingly frustrated, curses him, demanding that he fight like a true warrior instead of running. Seeing that all the goblins have been summoned, Lin Yi decides it's time to end this. He slams his staff into the ground, forming a glowing magic circle as energy fills the room. Climbing atop his weapon, he declares that this will be the end. A massive laser descends from the heavens, accompanied by a thunderstorm that crashes against the castle. The system announces that Lin Yi has annihilated the Goblin Legion, awarding him 1,000 experience points. The boss's HP drops below 1%, leaving it demoralized and unwilling to fight. As the Goblin King laments its defeat, Lin Yi silently casts another Reversal. The final blow lands, and the Goblin King is defeated, granting Lin Yi 5,000 experience points and advancing him to level 7. For completing all secret conditions, Lin Yi achieves the coveted SS of rank. With Beiji's luck buff active, his chest upgrades to Platinum. Excited, he opens it. The rewards: Skill Book, Holy Light, a healing attack that deals damage to undead creatures. He wonders if reversing it will heal undead or humans. Molotov of the Dungeon Realm, deals 300 damage upon impact. Blinkstone, provides bonus attributes and allows teleportation within 10 meters. Skillbook, Star's Glory, an area buff that heals everyone nearby and reduces damage taken. Reversed, it might increase damage dealt and amplify attacks. Golden Bow, a high-ranking weapon with impressive stats. Overwhelmed by the sheer number of items, Lin Yi feels ecstatic. He immediately learns the new skills and allocates the attribute points, knowing his upgraded area abilities and teleportation will make him even deadlier. As he steps out of the dungeon, he remarks how different he feels compared to when he entered. Suddenly, Mumu appears, catching him off guard. He tries to play it cool, but she orders him to drop the act, saying she knows exactly what he's been up to. Approaching him, she asks if he really completed the dungeon on Nightmare difficulty. When he confirms, she admits she has no grounds to complain anymore, but expresses her own desire to try it out. As they head toward the teleportation point, a car approaches in the distance. Shafeng arrives, eager to settle the score. Placing a hand on one of his hired thug's shoulders, Shafeng commands him to deal with Lin Yi. But the man seems terrified, trembling as he refuses to fight. Angry, Shafeng grabs him by the collar, demanding to know what's wrong. The thug stammers that he doesn't want to face someone like Lin Yi. Frustrated, Shafeng declares he can't rely on useless trash like this and reassures himself that he came well prepared. The scene shifts to Lin Yi working on his computer, uploading strategies for completing the Goblin Dungeon and listing the potential rewards. On the forums, his fame grows, with users questioning how a priest could clear nightmare-level dungeons. Some even share images of him and Mumu, fueling curiosity about his methods. While the internet buzzes, Lin Yi happily counts the Alliance coins pouring in. Someone offers 100,000 coins for Holy Light and another 150,000 for the Golden Bow. Despite earning 500,000 coins, he feels it's not as much as he hoped, as most people are too intimidated to try Nightmare difficulty. Or that Beiji's luck buff only lasts 15 more hours. he decides there's no time to waste. Determined, he steps out for a quick run to improve his physical endurance. As he jogs, a luxury car speeds past him. It's Shafeng again. Pulling up beside Lin Yi, Shafeng sneers, asking if Zhao Kang hasn't warned him enough about provoking the wrong people. Lin Yi calmly retorts, asking if Shafeng's boss hasn't made it clear to stop picking fights with him. Shafeng curses Zhao Kang, vowing to make Lin Yi's life and everyone around him miserable. Although irritated, Lin Yi smiles and responds, "If you want to play that game, don't come crying later." Shafeng demands a duel, telling his hired goons to stay out of it unless necessary. However, Lin Yi notices their whispered conversation, sensing they plan to interfere if the duel turns against Shafeng. Smirking, Lin Yi gets into Shafeng's car and tells him to take him to their chosen duel location. Shafeng thanks Lin Yi for being obedient, but warns him that you will regret this decision. He vows to send Lin Yi crawling home like a beaten dog. Lin Yi, however, swears to make their lives worse than death. The car speeds through the forested mountains until it reaches a group waiting at a clearing. Lin Yi notices the crowd and asks Shafeng if he didn't promise a one-on-one duel. Shafeng smirks, saying the duel will indeed be one-on-one, Lin Yi versus everyone in his group. Unfazed, Lin Yi smiles, saying it makes no difference to him. Frustrated, Shafeng orders his group to attack. Lin Yi easily dodges their initial strikes and retreats to a safer distance. One of the armored men launches a light-based attack, and seeing no way to evade, Lin Yi activates reversal. The attack hits directly, and the attacker celebrates, assuming Lin Yi is dead. But the glow of Lin Yi's staff should have been a clear warning. Something was off. Moments later, the group starts collapsing to their knees, vomiting uncontrollably. The attackers are baffled, having seen nothing unusual happen. Despite wearing high-level golden equipment, they are left incapacitated. One warns his comrades to be cautious, but the armored man assures them he'll handle Lin Yi's tricks. The group charges, activating multiple skills simultaneously. Lin Yi counters effortlessly, activating reversal and slamming his staff into the ground. Chains materialize, piercing through their bodies, and most of the group falls instantly. The few survivors begin vomiting again, leaving Shafeng to question how his entire group was wiped out so easily. Shafeng, unfazed, steps forward in a diamond-ranked armor that boosts all attributes by 100. He declares that this item, worth tens of millions, ensures victory for the wealthy. Even the bystanders whisper in awe, recognizing it as one of the rarest items from elite auction houses. Shafeng sneers, telling Lin Yi to kneel and admit defeat. When Lin Yi doesn't react, Shafeng assumes he's paralyzed by fear. He steps closer, taunting Lin Yi, saying it's too late to beg for forgiveness. Lin Yi calmly points his staff at him, remarking that the brilliance of Shafeng's armor can't hide the weakness of his heart. He warns Shafeng that he stands no chance of winning. Shafeng scoffs, declaring they'll see once the fight begins. He lunges, activating a wind-based sword skill, declaring Lin Yi's death imminent. Lin Yi dodges effortlessly with a single leap. Shafeng, caught off guard, questions how someone could have both the power to defeat an entire group and the speed to evade so easily. What puzzles him more is that Lin Yi's energy doesn't feel human. It resembles the energy used by dungeon creatures. Shafeng accuses Lin Yi of investing all his points into agility, mocking him for being fragile and easy to kill with one hit. Lin Yi laughs, replying that it's a shame Shafeng won't land even one strike. Activating reversal, Lin Yi fires a healing laser at Shafeng, dealing over 1,000 damage. Shafeng's armor takes visible damage, reducing its attribute bonuses. Furious, Shafeng unleashes a flurry of slashes, but Lin Yi dodges every one, retreating smoothly. From the sidelines, Shafeng's group watches in shock. Desperate, Shafeng calls for their help, but they hesitate, unnerved by the debuff draining 500 HP per second from their leader. Lin Yi smirks, casting a healing spell on Shafeng, restoring 1,300 HP. He mocks Shafeng, saying even a basic skill is enough to beat him. Sitting down, Lin Yi offers Shafeng a deal. Surrender the diamond armor and he'll forget everything. Shafeng screams that he'd rather die than give it up. Lin Yi mourns him, casting another heal, and notes his cooldown is almost over. Enraged, Shafeng declares he'll use his ultimate move, Pegasus Meteor Explosion. The battlefield lights up as Shafeng grins, believing he's finally won. But reversal activates, and the feedback shatters Shafeng's fingers. Through the smoke, Lin Yi emerges unharmed, healing himself and Shafeng once more. Shafeng, realizing what's happening, calls Lin Yi a monster, accusing him of being cruel and malicious. Lin Yi responds coldly, saying the thing he despises most is being threatened. Using a barrage of damaging techniques, Lin Yi announces the punishment will be long and thorough. A massive glowing cross crashes onto Shafeng, shocking the bystanders. Climbing onto Shafeng's fallen body, Lin Yi heals him yet again, reversing the effect to deal more damage. The crowd murmurs, recognizing this as torture, not a fight. Lin Yi delivers one final laser attack, leaving Shafeng sprawled helplessly on the ground. The confrontation takes an unexpected turn when someone behind Shafeng's goon is revealed to be recording. It's not just a video, it's a live stream with over 1,000 viewers. The number keeps climbing and soon surpasses 5,000. Viewers overwhelmingly criticize Shafeng for his arrogant remarks while also being shocked at Lin Yi's ruthless efficiency. Many begin to piece together the rumors about a Jiang Academy priest who's been solo clearing dungeons. Others recall hearing about someone from Jiang selling dungeon strategies and rare items. Beiji tries to defend Lin Yi, insisting that he's not the one selling the strategies. But judging by everyone's reactions, she realizes the truth. Lin Yi's strength can no longer be hidden. A fan club for Lin Yi quickly forms, with people marveling at how he can heal, defend, and attack all at once. Meanwhile, Shifeng's reputation is in tatters. His name is tied to his father's company, and the negative publicity causes their stock to plummet. At Mumu's house, her father advises her to stay out of it, while her mother comments that Shifeng deserves to face the consequences of his actions. They both agree there's no need to intervene, as Lin Yi seems to be handling things just fine. The live stream goes viral worldwide. A man with white hair is astounded, noting that Lin Yi hasn't even taken the professional hunter test yet. Given Lin Yi's performance, he believes Lin Yi's talent is at least above legendary rank. However, he laments Lin Yi's choice of profession, thinking a genius like him, born once in a century, should have chosen a more prestigious class. Others debate Lin Yi's potential, while some mock Shifeng's humiliation. Shifeng's father, a high-ranking executive, watches the unfolding disaster silently. He admits he's dealing with a lot at the company, but assures his associates he's already sent someone to handle the situation. Back at the scene, Shifeng is still being beaten and healed repeatedly. A helicopter arrives and Zhao Kang steps out, asking Lin Yi to show mercy. Kang explains that Shifeng's father, President Huang, wishes to speak with Lin Yi. Shifeng laughs, declaring that his father's intervention spells the end for Lin Yi. Lin Yi calmly replies that if President Huang wants to talk, he'll have to come in person. Kang hands Lin Yi a phone, saying the president will personally compensate him for his son's behavior. Moments later, a hologram of President Huang appears, introducing himself and apologizing for failing to raise his son properly. Lin Yi accepts the apology, but President Huang insists isn't enough. He offers to provide Lin Yi with any items he desires as a token of sincerity. Furthermore, Shifeng is to be handed over to Kang for immediate discipline upon his return. Lin Yi, seizing the opportunity, requests 3 diamond-ranked equipment sets for a priest, a mage, and a swordsman, along with 5 million alliance coins. Kang is visibly shocked by Lin Yi's bold demands, knowing that assembling such sets would be nearly impossible within the country. Even President Huang hesitates, but assures Lin Yi that he will hire teams to farm in special dungeons to fulfill the request within a few days. As Shifeng is escorted away, President Huang laments once again having to clean up his son's mess. Kang notices the live streaming camera and promptly disables it, realizing someone had orchestrated the recording. Lin Yi, aware of the stream's reach, knows the entire alliance has likely learned of his abilities. The conversation shifts as Lin Yi continues negotiating with President Huang. The president offers Lin Yi access to any secret dungeon he desires, but warns that such places are contested by powerful factions. Lin Yi agrees, asking for unrestricted access to all secret dungeons for a month, assuring the president it's enough time to clear them. Both Baiji and the guards find this timeline absurdly ambitious. Still, President Huang agrees and invites Lin Yi and his group to a dinner the next evening to discuss further arrangements. Lin Yi insists that the dinner be live-streamed. Surprised by the request, President Huang nonetheless agrees. The call ends and Lin Yi returns the phone to Kang, reminding him to honor every promise made. The next evening, Lin Yi and his group arrive at a luxurious 5-star restaurant, the most prestigious in the city. Mumu advises Lin Yi to stay cautious despite the apology, noting that such banquets can often be traps. Lin Yi reassures her, telling her not to worry. Lin Yi knew very well that Huang was only acting so accommodating because he saw Lin Yi's immense potential. Huang opened the doors to the luxurious dining hall, inviting the group inside. He greeted Beiji and Mumu warmly, encouraging them to order whatever they liked. Once seated, he apologized again for his son's behavior, admitting fault for not raising Shifeng properly. The girls were surprised by Huang's humility and politeness. It was hard to believe someone like Shifeng could have a father like this. Lin Yi, however, was skeptical, understanding Huang's actions were motivated by the need to protect his son's reputation. Lin Yi replied diplomatically, saying that if Shifeng truly regretted his actions, they could leave the incident behind. Huang agreed, and one of his guards arrived with the requested items. The first was a set for a priest called the Demon Emperor Priest Set. Man, priests in this world seem a bit sinister, don't they? The best part was that it increased the healing you caused by 50%, so with reversal, we already know what happens. Lin Yi simply told the man that he was very satisfied with something like this. Additionally, Huang had already managed to secure some improvised diamond-ranked equipment for Baiji and Mumu. This all demonstrated just how influential and wealthy the Huang family was. Mumu thanked him and said the items were truly incredible. On the live stream, all of this was being broadcast. They talked for a while, everyone ate, and Lin Yi said it was time to wrap things up. Huang warned him to be careful, as there were likely a lot of reporters waiting outside. But Lin Yi was more interested in tackling the Land of Bones dungeon. Apparently, he had gained access to the real deal, and that was exactly what he had been wanting. Outside, the reporters were all taking pictures. The only thing they weren't sure about yet was whether he was the person sharing strategies on the forums. Meanwhile, in Xiaofeng's hospital bed, he seemed to be absorbing some kind of dark energy. He suddenly woke up and asked who the person in his room was. The figure introduced himself as Master Mego of the Abyss, a high-ranking demon with immense power. Xiaofeng didn't seem impressed, saying he thought it would be something special. Mego couldn't understand why this guy who had just been humiliated by the priest wasn't impressed. He was confused by the boy's reaction but decided to make his offer anyway. He asked Xiaofeng if he was really okay with everything. All the humans had laughed at him, and even his father, who should have supported him, was licking the boots of the guy who humiliated him. He offered a deal, saying that if Xiaofeng accepted, he would gain unparalleled power. Power enough to take down anyone who humiliated him and make his father realize who truly deserved respect. But Xiaofeng threw a pillow at his head and told him to get lost, saying he didn't want anyone's pity. He was a genius among geniuses, and offers like that were only made to losers. The demon was baffled that this brat wasn't following the script. He then vanished, telling the boy that if he ever changed his mind, all he had to do was call the name Mego. He was certain that sooner or later, Xiaofeng would need the immediate power he could provide. The scene then shifted to the secret dungeon of the Land of Bones, levels 6 to 10. Of course, once again, it was nightmare difficulty. Lin Yi asked Beiji how many times she could still use her talent this week. She replied that she could only use it one more time since she had used it in the previous 2 dungeons. He seemed a little disappointed and told her to be more careful with it since there were more important rewards to aim for. She wasn't supposed to use it today, and even though the dungeon was nightmare, the best item there would be platinum, which wasn't very good for them since they already had diamond. All they needed to do was level up and enter the stronger dungeons that the Huang family would grant them access to. The most important thing was to gain access to catastrophic level dungeons. Today's goal was to achieve an SS rank, get some items to sell, and teach the group how to play better in the future. Mumu said she understood and told him she would be watching everything he did closely. The 3 of them entered the portal and found themselves inside. The first part of the mission was to kill the boss, an undead knight. The second was to eliminate all the skeletons. The third was to avoid using any holy-type items for extra damage against the undead. Additionally, they had to protect a certain sword, which couldn't lose more than 60% of its durability. Beiji seemed hesitant, saying it was her first time in a nightmare-level dungeon. However, Mumu, who seemed to gain 10 kilos when she put on her adventure gear, reassured her not to worry. The best part about doing nightmare-level dungeons was collecting items and selling everything. Lin Yi muttered to himself that it seemed like he was working for free. He then turned to the 2 of them and told them to pay attention. Biting his finger, he let a drop of blood fall to the ground. This attracted all the creatures, causing them to ignore the barrier's protection. Beiji, shocked, coughed up a lot of blood again while the skeletons advanced. Mumu threw something and Lin Yi caught a pain relief pill. He took it while starting a run with the skeletons chasing him. His vitality was below 25%. This was the threshold to make the undead ignore the fear of the light sword and follow him purely out of bloodlust. Beiji, frightened, asked if they weren't going to help him. Mumu responded that she had already learned it was always better to trust him fully. Lin Yi cut his arms, reducing his health to 10% as he attracted even more skeletons. He approaches a giant green barrier, thinking to himself that he's finally arrived. As soon as he gets there, he uses a series of healing spells to start recovering his health. The skeletons, startled, turn to look at him, but he declares that it's too late now. It's time for them to pay the price. Activating his damaging abilities, he unleashes a massacre. Suddenly, a spiral-shaped hole opens in the ground. Descending through it, they find themselves in front of a massive door. A voice asks from the other side, "Who has dared to awaken me?" The undead knight emerges, stepping out from the darkness, and proclaims, "I'll use your skulls as drinking cups." At that moment, the knight activates the Fire of Rancor, and Lin Yi immediately uses Reversal because he knows he can't tank it. Before the monster could react, he already activates an area attack and deals 500 damage. Seeing that the big monster became frightened, he knows it won't be that difficult. A reversal like those that fall from the sky, and the knight is already marked as finished, poor thing. The problem is that he activates an Undead Fury ability and gains extra attributes. It caused all the undead around to resurrect and gain 100 health per second. Suddenly, the dungeon that was empty starts filling up with creatures again, and the leader runs towards Lin Yi, saying that he's a stupid human and now there's no way to escape. However, he's smiling calmly, and the one who's worried is Beiji, who has no idea if he'll really get out of this alive. However, Mumu in flames says it's ridiculous. With 100 health per second, they have no chance of surviving. The protagonist had an area damage ability that dealt more than that, and in a few seconds, the big monster is already dying. The boss once again makes that scared face. However, the boy just asks what his last words will be. Before the creature could respond, it was evaporated along with the entire dungeon. With that, he gains 6,000 experience points and completes the Bone Land dungeon. He notes the SSS rank and the chest upgrades from gold to platinum. The boy is there with his status window full of huge +20s and +30s. The 2 girls were celebrating until the system said they didn't contribute at all, so they would be considered AFK, which was basically being disconnected. Mumu, apparently, was surprised, And finally, it appears that for having killed the boss on the highest difficulty, he receives a key to a catastrophe dungeon. Mumu is surprised, but Lin Yi says he already knew that. The problem is that this key, when used once, disappears. And he explains that most of the rarer dungeons are usually like this. You access it only once, and there's no way to enter again. But he says he's sure that something unique like this must have some even better items. Mumu says she's sure, but it will still depend on how well the person manages to complete the dungeon. Lin Yi is curious to know what he would receive in a place like this, getting an SS rank. But suddenly, they grab his arm and tell him to open that chest already because they want to know what's in there. He just agrees, and with that, the chest is opened and a bunch of items start coming out obviously. Some attributes, a gauntlet, and a scepter. It was a meteor's staff that he offers to Mumu, asking if she needs a new weapon. He also gives some intelligence points and says that the staff suits her talent of master of the 5 attributes. Then they ask where they're going, and he explains that they will keep doing the dungeon until everyone reaches level 10 to prepare for the professional test. Some time passes, and he asks if the 2 of them alone would be able to do this mission to keep gaining experience. Beiji agrees and says that with what they've learned, they wouldn't have difficulty. But suddenly, something seems to be approaching, and he steps in front of Mumu, telling her to get away. Someone then stops in front of the 2. A bald man had captured Beiji and had a little knife at her neck, asking if any of them had acquired the stone key. It was a group of 4 players, all above level 11, while Lin Yi was at level 8 and Mumu was at level 6. The bald man warns that if he doesn't hand over the key, his ally won't get out alive. But suddenly, Beiji frees herself from his arm and slashes the bald man. However, from behind, a mage activates a flame spell and attacks her from behind. She manages at least to defend herself in time. But then a healer approaches the bald man and heals him. Lin Yi warns that if they don't want to die, they'd better leave. However, the mage was already preparing another attack on Beiji, saying that they'd have to resolve it this way, until he feels an energy approaching and almost gets hit square in the face. An inverted blast, right, because it blew up the entire ground. The bald guy yells from the background, asking how the mage let himself get so distracted. Apparently, one of them got hit and is lying on the ground, wondering how someone below level 10 could deal so much damage. Meanwhile, Mumu had summoned her enchantress to pin the other one to the ground. Lin Yi is feeling generous and says they'll give them a chance to escape. But the mage laughs and says Lin Yi will regret his arrogance today. He launches an ice spell on his bald ally, propelling him toward the group with ice and fire. Mumu can't believe the guy is attacking them while risking everyone's lives. The protagonist tells the 2 girls to step back. He explains that these guys have the scent of the magical wave. That means they're the kind of people who made contracts with abyssal demons. This made them far stronger than they should be, but at the same time, they lost all rights to be considered human. The guy keeps advancing with 3 fireballs toward Lin Yi. The whole area explodes, and the mage celebrates, saying that this useless kid won't win. He's confident that the bald man with much more health and good equipment will survive. But when the smoke clears, he sees his ally fried while the boy remains unharmed. Both of them are shocked, and the mage tells the healer to save the bald guy immediately. However, the healer replies that it's impossible because he died instantly. The mage can't understand how level 10 priests instantly killed a tanker. Clearly, Lin Yi did not have an ordinary profession. Realizing there's no chance, the mage tries to run. But the protagonist says he can't let someone who collaborates with demons escape. Activating another reversal healing, he blasts an explosion on everyone's heads. The boy was disintegrated this time. Lin Yi remains calm. For someone killing mega-level bosses, this was easy. Mumu then says if Lin Yi hadn't acted, he would have died. She remembers a report about these guys attacking several groups near dungeons. The protagonist then gathers the loot, and unfortunately, some were platinum and gold items, but all had locked attributes. After inspecting everything, he finally finds something interesting. It was a pass to the Forest of Giants, a calamity-level dungeon. At least this attack yielded that for them. This was a level 10 dungeon once used for professional testing. The second boss, the Black Curse Knight, was the biggest challenge for those who wanted to graduate. Over time, several professional teams started banding together to complete it, but the goal wasn't experience or equipment. It was to attempt a perfect conclusion, granting access to a dungeon called the Forgotten Nest. But all of that is for later because for now, the first objective is to complete the forest. Mumu is eager to know when they're going, but Lin Yi says they must wait for Beishi's talent to recover. Not only was the goal to complete the area, but obviously to gain access to the nest. The only question now was what to do with the bodies of these guys. Mumu suggests summoning a monster to eat the bodies, making them disappear. However, the protagonist says that's crazy. He picks them up and says they'll just throw them into the dungeon to rot there. With that, everyone is tossed into the portal. He then says it's time to rest a bit until Beishi's talent recovers. A day passes and they're at a restaurant. Mumu comments it's been a long time since they could enjoy some peace like this. Not only peace, but she notes that from now on, money will never be a problem. Whenever they have free time, Lin Yi promises Mumu they'll go wherever she wants. However, she gets a bit embarrassed and says she's not a child to spend money only on fun and food. She wants to save up to buy better equipment. Beiji reassures her not to worry and says she'll pay for such things if needed. but Lim Yi tells them to stop because their team doesn't need money. That's when a green-haired man approaches and says their bill has already been paid by someone. Looking to the side, Lim Yi sees a white-haired man waving at him. He approaches and introduces himself as Shang Yuan, an official from the professional association and leader of the Lingyun sect. The protagonist greets him and introduces his team. However, the man says he already knows them and is there to invite them to join the Lingyun sect. This would allow them to enter the professional alliance early. The three are surprised because they would normally need to pass the test. Lim Yi explains that they aren't even qualified to take the test yet. Moreover, he doesn't want to become a professional that way, as people would think he used some advantage or influence. That's why he refuses the offer and also has no plans to join the sect. Shang Yuan responds that he never expected the boy to refuse, but he understands that strong individuals have their own considerations. He takes a sip and says it's a pity but hopes to see Lim Yi in the alliance soon. He adds that if Lim Yi ever needs anything, he should reach out as Shang Yuan values talent. His only request is for a fair duel with Lim Yi someday. The scene shifts to the dungeon, where they're already preparing. Beiji activates her buff once more, and now for 24 hours, Lim Yi will receive higher quality loot from chests. Lim Yi activates the key to the Forest of Giants and the portal opens. Calamity difficulty with levels ranging from 8 to 15. Mumu comments that while the minimum level is 8, she knows that in Calamity difficulty it's much harder. At that moment, some fallen spectral knights appear in front of them. For the first time, the two girls say not to worry as they'll handle it without his help. Mumu summons her Enchantress clone, dealing 800 damage to the monster's head. She looks impressed while Beiji is cutting down all the monsters. Lim Yi is fully embracing his role as a healer, recovering their health and applying buffs. Meanwhile, he directs them on where to strike, how to dodge, and what actions to take. The girls continue dodging effortlessly until they both activate an attack, exploding the knight. They continue walking through the forest until they reach a spot emitting a purple energy. Lim Yi warns them to be cautious as this is where they'll encounter the first boss. The spirit of the level 13 White Knight then appears. This boss didn't stand a chance to do anything and took a massive healing strike to the head. Mumu is startled, wondering if the monster is already dead. But Lim Yi says not yet. The monster has lost a significant chunk of its HP bar and Lim Yi tells them to keep attacking and stacking debuffs. The boss then charges toward them. Mumu's clone rushes in, activating poison bubbles. Beiji uses a flaming slash, causing the boss to be loaded with debuffs and losing health per second. However, as a Holy Knight, the boss heals itself, recovering 2000 HP and gaining a 40% defense boost. The girls ask if these buffs don't make the boss practically invincible. Lim Yi restores their energy and explains that this ability transforms it into an undead. But now, he says, he'll take care of it. Stepping back a few paces, Lim Yi calls the knight to come forward. He knows this is the perfect distance for the creature to use the attack he's waiting for. Sure enough, the monster begins to prepare its move. It launches a Radiant Spear attack, hitting Lim Yi squarely. But of course, this was part of Lim Yi's plan. Emerging from the smoke and style, he reverses the attack, recovering health and gaining a few extra attribute points. Before the monster can react, Lim Yi has already dashed past it, landing a heavy strike. As the boss fails its ranged attack, Lim Yi predicts it will now attempt a close-range ability. The knight charges at Lim Yi with a buildup of spiritual energy. However, Lim Yi teleports directly into the path of the attack. Amid the explosion, he uses a confinement skill. Before being struck, he blinks again. Now behind the monster, Lim Yi sets a trap, knowing the boss has exhausted its strongest abilities and can only rely on physical attacks. While Lim Yi can't reflect the physical damage, it's so low that he can heal through it. The monster realizes Lim Yi's health is constantly at maximum and starts to retreat, activating a portal to escape. But Lim Yi celebrates, declaring it the perfect moment as his cooldown ends. He uses the Catastrophe strike and a massive healing burst, landing directly on the monster. The knight is defeated and Lim Yi levels up to 9. The girls are in awe, remarking that if the first boss was this tough, Lim Yi's claim that it'd be easy seems unbelievable. Mumu notes that thanks to Lim Yi letting them attack a bit, they earned some rewards. Otherwise, it would have been nearly impossible to win. However, Lim Yi is puzzled as to why the rest of the path hasn't appeared. Suddenly, a plant grabs the three of them and tosses them into a hole. In midair, Lim Yi tells the girls to roll upon landing to avoid fall damage. As he approaches the ground, he activates a barrier, landing safely. But before he can relax, he takes a hit to the stomach. The girls scream for Lim Yi. The second boss has appeared already, leaving no time to rest. It's the level 15 Black Curse Knight. Lim Yi is shocked, noting the boss is not only strong, but also treacherous. Without his reversal, he would have died instantly. The boss wields a weapon buffed to deal magic damage with every attack. Additionally, it bears the Black Curse, which boosts its attributes. The knight launches an attack at Beiji and Lim Yi yells for her to block because dodging isn't an option. She raises her sword and the impact sends her crashing to the ground, coughing blood, while the two girls lose over 500 HP each. Lim Yi realizes this isn't even the boss's strongest attack. At least the group has stocked plenty of health recovery pills. Lim Yi activates a Radiant Healing skill. The boss counters with a Healthful ability, but Lim Yi doesn't stop, using another Catastrophe strike on the boss. He follows up with the energy steal art, and the boss's health begins to drop. However, Mumu notices that even after using 3 of his abilities, the boss hasn't lost a third of its health. She summons her fiery clone again, charging at the boss. She unleashes a barrage of attacks, but it only deals 157 damage. The protagonist keeps dodging and tries to land another strike. He aims for the head, but the boss dodges and counters with an upward slash, sending him flying. In midair, Lim Yi manages to block some strikes while healing from others. The boss spots a weak point in his neck and lands a critical hit. The 2 brawlers gasp, but Lim Yi calmly places his hand on his neck and begins to heal. The boss's power was no joke, so Lim Yi knew he had to focus completely. The monster starts advancing toward the girls, and Lim Yi uses an ability to strike it from behind. The knight turns to face him once again. As Lim Yi dashes past, he tells the girls to stick to the plan. The idea is for the boss to focus solely on him as he can heal and has higher defense. Meanwhile, the girls attack from behind, chipping away at the boss's health. Even though this calamity-level monster has immense defense and health, they just need time. As the boss turns away, Beiji hides. Lim Yi activates another catastrophe ability, drawing the boss's attention back to him. He warns the creature not to forget who its opponent is. As long as he's alive, the monster won't be able to attack his friends. Time passes, and Lim Yi uses another radiant healing technique. The boss's health dwindles to 0, and it collapses with its sword embedded in the ground. Finally, they defeat the knight, earning 9,300 experience points. For completing the fight perfectly, Lim Yi is rewarded with a Black Curse Knight summoning ability. He can summon the knight for 1 hour with a 1-day cooldown. Beiji is amazed, saying she didn't even know something like this existed. Lim Yi pats her on the head, saying it's a team effort. While thinking to himself, he notes that creatures that haven't been defeated in a long time always grant an extra buff. Mumu points out that the system messages haven't stopped yet. Of course, it's what Lim Yi was waiting for, a reward granting access to the Dungeon of the Nest. He celebrates, saying this was the reason they came here. He's confident that with this opportunity, they'll surpass others significantly. Mumu comments that by defeating the boss meant for the professional test, they're helping everyone. However, Lim Yi notes this might allow some to graduate without the strength they need. Still, that's none of his concern. It's time to face the final boss, the End Giant, the last creature in this place. A monster the size of Godzilla, with each movement shaking the earth. At level 15, the system only describes it as a mysterious and unknown creature. Beiji is worried, but Lim Yi tells them to stay near its left leg. The creature is massive, but if they stay there, all they'll try to do is stomp, which is easy to dodge. Beiji is excited to charge in, but Lim Yi says there's no need for that yet. First, they'll let the knight do the dirty work. He uses the summoning item, and the level 15 Black Curse Knight appears. It charges at the boss, confusing the giant, unsure why another boss is there. The knight slashes its chest with a moonlight strike, shaving off a third of its health. The knight applies various debuffs while dodging attacks, as it's much faster than the giant. Noticing the distraction, Lim Yi instructs Mumu and Beiji to unleash their abilities with all available buffs. The 2 brawlers target the monster's head, bringing its health down to 10%. Lim Yi slyly waits for the perfect moment to deliver the final blow. When the health bar reaches this point, he unleashes a massive beam to the giant's head. The boss is defeated, granting 8,000 experience points. Wasn't that too easy? Lim Yi reaches level 10, while the girls advance to levels 8 and 7. Mumu congratulates him, noting that this is the minimum level to become a professional. An SSS rank is awarded, doubling their experience points. Now Lim Yi is at level 11, while the girls reach levels 9 and 8. Additionally, the chest reward is calculated, and thanks to the buff, it upgrades to diamond rank. Mumu hugs Beiji, saying it's thanks to her that they get such good loot. Opening the chest reveals a Rising Tide ability, a giant's heart, and numerous attributes. There's also a platinum breastplate, a lance, and 3 marrow ash potions. The potions break armor and weapons while slightly boosting attack. The lightning leaf adds bonus lightning damage to weapons. The lance and breastplate are exclusive to knights, leading Lim Yi to wonder if a knight will join their group soon. Or perhaps Beiji could use them. She's more of a tank or longsword type, so maybe not. Time will tell. Additionally, the Rising Tide ability heals everyone nearby and removes debuffs. Lim Yi is thrilled about gaining a new ability and quickly learns it. While fighting the knight, he realized his reversal ability doesn't transform good buffs into bad ones. Instead, it removes debuffs, which means that when inverted, Rising Tide could cause debuffs. Though random, it's a risk-free ability, especially since his reversal talent scales and changes effects as he levels up. Lim Yi says it's time to leave as he needs to report what happened here to the academy. He's certain this will cause a stir. The next day in the president's office, the president slams his desk, demanding to know if it's true that Lim Yi cleared the entire forest of giants. As far as he knows, it's a calamity-level dungeon, and clearing it would require an SS rank. Sanguine confirms it's true, having been contacted by Lim Yi himself, with the Alliance already validating the feat. Moreover, Lim Yi has likely received access to the Forgotten Nest. Of the 73 people who entered the forest, 24 died, and many others quit. The worst part is that if you fail once, you can't attempt it again. A man in glasses remarks that Lin Yi should wait until he's level 15 and has maximum support before trying something like that. The professor expresses gratitude, suggesting the academy owes the boy a debt. He had even considered scrapping the professional test tied to that dungeon and sealing it off due to its difficulty. But the man in glasses argues that quality is better than difficulty. They need strong students, not another batch of weaklings. The director admits he was merely lamenting how the night had ended the careers of so many students over generations. Sangwon notes that the situation is far from simple. Suddenly, Mumu bursts through the door, holding up her phone, saying there's trouble regarding Lin Yi's team. Since clearing the forest, rumors have surfaced online accusing Lin Yi of being the child of corruption or possessing demonic talents. People are claiming no one could naturally have such talent, implying he made a deal with demons. She pleads with the director, who has known Lin Yi for years, to take action on his behalf. Sangwon assures her he'll investigate. Online, a level 35 individual posted a video claiming to have analyzed Lin Yi's abilities, asserting he made a demonic pact. Comments flood in, agreeing that no genius could exist without such a deal. They demand Lin Yi prove himself or else confirm he's aligned with demons. The director approaches Mumu, assuring her they'll investigate. The man in glasses mentions it's hard to trace who these people are. Sangwon reassures them, saying the rumor mongers clearly aren't affiliated with the Alliance. At that moment, Lin Yi arrives, requesting to undergo a demonic aura test. They'd already located the source of the rumors, and it turns out the person was arrested. At the Alliance base, reporters swarm, eager to know why Lin Yi is taking the test. Questions fly. Is he connected to demons? How does he have so much talent? As Lin Yi glances at them, they all fall silent, unsure of what to say. He addresses them, stating that if they lack the courage to ask him directly, they should find a new profession. The reporters squabble amongst themselves as the scene shifts to the testing room. Lin Yi removes his jacket and the demonic aura analysis begins. During the test, someone remarks he doesn't need to do this, as many already believe in his good intentions. Most professionals trust his strength. Lin Yi, however, replies that he's genuinely interested. He's doing it to bolster the confidence of those who support him. The man warns that if Lin Yi fails, he'll be detained immediately. The test progresses from 85% to 100%. The results show 0% contamination. Surely, if he used his reversal ability, it would have hit 100%, wouldn't it? The soldiers cheer, reporting the outcome to those outside, unable to believe Lin Yi hasn't made any pact with demons. On the dark web TikTok, users now claim he's the chosen one. After all, he's the protagonist here. Lin Yi offers to reveal his level and attributes if anyone still doubts him. If anyone has a problem, they can face him either alone or in a group. Doesn't matter. Meanwhile, Xiaofeng sits up in bed, fuming that people are fallen for Lin Yi's act. He's convinced Lin Yi is a fraud and recalls sensing a demonic aura that day. But Lin Yi is now casually strolling through the city after running errands. Xiaofeng tails him, certain he'll uncover something eventually. But Lin Yi suddenly appears behind him and lands a kick. Xiaofeng tries to play it off, claiming he was just following Lin Yi to warn him about strange occurrences. He asks if Lin Yi has encountered any abyssal demons. Lin Yi denies it, though of course he has and even killed some. Xiaofeng accuses him of lying, urging him to report this to the Alliance since he, too, received an invitation from those demons. Lin Yi questions what the demons offered him. Xiaofeng says they're cowards who won't even show their faces in this world. It was laughable how they approached him, given his protagonist-like appearance. Lin Yi is impressed that Xiaofeng resisted the abyss's temptation despite his attitude. Lin Yi walks away, stating he shares Xiaofeng's hatred for the abyss. However, his talents are beyond those demons' reach. Xiaofeng, confused, has no idea what Lin Yi means as he disappears. Later, Xiaofeng's phone rings. It's Lin Yi, informing him they've identified the person spreading the rumors. When Xiaofeng asks who, Lin Yi replies it's someone named Kao Yuan. Apparently, Kao Yuan stole Lin Yi's tutorials, altered them, and is now trying to ruin his reputation. Lin Yi instructs Xiaofeng to take screenshots of everything Kao Yuan is saying and share them on the forums, ensuring no more tutorials are sent to him. Xiaofeng asks if they can beat the guy up, but Lin Yi advises against it. With the professional test approaching, it's not worth jeopardizing their future over someone like Kao Yuan. Xiaofeng then shares an image of a tutorial being prepared using information Lin Yi had shared about the Land of Bones. It appears a fan group has formed, working to protect Lin Yi's guides from copycats. The group has grown massive, with everyone receiving tutorials and helping eliminate fake ones. Lin Yi's profile is flooded with over 1,000 messages, practically crowning him the king of WhatsApp. He doesn't understand how all this happened so suddenly. Back home, Lin Yi finally checks his status and equipment. The interface is filled with numbers, percentages, and magical attributes, but he skips reading them in detail. He messages a supplier requesting priest equipment above gold level. 10 minutes later, the supplier sends a list apologizing for its limited stock. Lin Yi accepts, negotiates a discount, and makes the purchase. He also buys enhancement stones and upgrades all of his items to +10. The supplier, curious about Lin Yi's spending spree, asks why he needs so much gear. Lin Yi avoids revealing that he's preparing for the land of the dead. He spends over 2.4 million alliance tickets, acquiring a pendant, necklace, and a new healing staff. Using enhancement stones, he successfully forges them to +10. Confident, he believes this setup will guarantee an SS a rank in the land of the dead. A noise outside his room catches his attention. Approaching, he finds Mumu awkwardly drying herself off. Startled, she explains her hot water isn't working, so she used his bathroom, not expecting him to find out. He offers to check her water heater, but she declines, saying she's already bathed. She looks excited to chat, but is interrupted when Lin Yi tells her to get dressed first to avoid catching a cold. Flustered, she runs off and returns 5 minutes later. Mumu explains that Beiji has been complaining that the greatsword doesn't suit her profession. Lin Yi had noticed, as Beiji seemed to handle it well despite its weight. Mumu suggests finding a hero certificate to allow Beiji to change classes. Lin Yi promises to look into it. As Mumu gets up to leave, Lin Yi asks if there's something else on her mind. Caught off guard, she hesitates before confessing that there is. She asks him not to laugh. Lin Yi agrees, and Mumu admits she's been feeling distant from him lately. She's noticed that as Lin Yi grows stronger, the gap between them widens. He's surprised by her revelation, as he hadn't realized it. Mumu shares how they grew up and learned everything together, believing they'd always be in sync. But now she feels Lin Yi doesn't need her anymore. She only contributes minimally, solving problems he could handle alone. Though happy for his success, she feels like dead weight, unable to be a pillar for the team. Lin Yi pats her head, assuring her she's being too hard on herself. But Mumu insists he doesn't understand the pain of trying his best only to see people grow distant. She doesn't want to rely on him anymore. Lin Yi says he understands and promises to help her grow stronger. He lays out a strict training regimen, no junk food and daily 5 a.m. practice sessions to boost her skills. Mumu is skeptical, believing she just needs ability points. Lin Yi explains that points aren't easily earned and she'll have to train the old-fashioned way. He hands her the giant's heart, saying it's perfect for her, as its effects double when she activates her clone. Encouraged, Mumu vows to quit junk food and train diligently. She playfully pushes Lin Yi onto the couch, declaring that Professor Lin will test her bionic tear's potential. Summoning her clone, Mumu reveals her exceptional skills in massage, cooking, and cleaning. Time passes, and though unclear what transpired, Lin Yi eventually stands at his bedroom door. Thanking Mumu for visiting, he prepares to depart. Mumu asks if he's really heading to the land of the dead now and suggests he rest. With a buff from her, Lin Yi assures her he's rested enough and advises her and Beiji to take a break instead. He activates the passage to the land of the dead, opening a portal. The realm has a single entrance, and he selects Catastrophe difficulty. Waving goodbye to the girls, he steps through the portal. Mumu tries to warn him to be careful with this difficulty, but it's too late. He's already inside the dungeon, which ranges from level 15 to 25, definitely challenging. Lin Yi feels at ease because even though the dungeon is tough, there aren't any instant death mechanics. This means he can progress gradually using his reversal and healing skills. The moment he activates reversal, numerous messages appear, indicating that various creatures are awakening. A sea of undead, all above level 15, emerges in front of him. In the center of it all, there's an item, a sword that would increase his damage by 50%. However, from his experience, Lin Yi already suspects that using this item would lower his final rating. To complete the dungeon, he only needs to kill one boss and survive for 2 hours. However, the special requirement is to kill all the bosses, destroy the altar of death, and not use the sacred sword. He must accomplish all this in under 2 hours, and the final task hasn't even been revealed yet. Immediately, he activates Star Reversal and starts wreaking havoc. Even though the creatures are level 15, they stand no chance. The protagonist unleashes one area of effect ability after another. Monsters keep spawning, only to be annihilated instantly. The advantage of the priest class is its ability to easily acquire items that boost healing bonuses. When Lin Yi uses Reversal, those bonuses turn into increased damage. Another wave of undead approaches. He consumes a pill, recalling how the girls had stuffed his pockets with supplies. He also uses elixirs to boost his speed and energy recovery. While waiting for his abilities to cool down, he dashes past the zombies towards something at the center. Upon reaching the center, he uses the new Tide ability in conjunction with Reversal. All nearby enemies are afflicted with multiple negative attributes. At the heart of it all lies the Altar of Death, which has 10,000 HP, alongside a zombie butcher with hidden stats. Lin Yi charges forward, activating his clairvoyance skill to immobilize the monster. Meanwhile, his summons, an effect from one of the necklaces he bought, attacks the butcher. As soon as any ability comes off cooldown, Lin Yi uses it immediately, maximizing damage and preventing the altar from regenerating. Shortly after, the altar is destroyed and the butcher is defeated. Another creature begins to spawn, but Lin Yi fires 2 lasers, ending it swiftly. He notices that despite the catastrophe difficulty, it isn't as challenging as he had expected. The items he purchased are proving to be well worth the investment. He summons the Black Curse Knight as its cooldown has ended. The monster transforms into a dragon, and Lin Yi continues running through the area, eliminating enemies as he goes. Eventually, he finds himself face to face with a figure seated on a throne. It's the Skeleton King, a level 15 boss, accompanied by an undead minion. Lin Yi orders the knight to transform and attack. However, the knight steps back, calling Lin Yi master and attempting to warn him about something. Unfazed, Lin Yi instructs them to finish this quickly. The knight charges, startling the undead minion. Lin Yi launches his assault. His summon uses Moonlight Slash, dealing 1,440 damage. The undead minion smirks as an eerie green light begins to radiate. A horde of undead starts climbing and hurling themselves at the knight. The knight activates a cursed shield, reflecting damage for 3 seconds. The minion calls for help from the Skeleton King. As the Skeleton King rises from the throne, someone approaches from behind. It's Lin Yi, who declares that he is the true opponent. He activates Blue Tide with reversal, afflicting the boss with 2 debuffs. Meanwhile, his summon finishes off the minion. The knight triggers another cursed explosion, seemingly obliterating the minion. But as the smoke clears, the minion retaliates with a black hole attack. Lin Yi's summon narrowly dodges. Turning back, Lin Yi sees the minion preparing another attack. Before the minion can complete its incantation, the knight lands another Moonlight Slash. The minion is sliced in half, but manages to finish its self-destruction spell. From a distance, Lin Yi warns the knight to retreat, but it's too late. The minion sacrifices its energy to create a chilling explosion. Fortunately, the knight had already escaped and lands a strike on the Skeleton King's back. Lin Yi uses Catastrophi's descent, delivering a devastating blow to the boss. With both bosses defeated, the dungeon portal opens. He has the option to exit and claim his rewards or continue farming the bosses. Naturally, Lin Yi aims for the highest rank, so he heals the knight, restores its energy, and destroys the altar again. The knight transforms into a dragon, and they take flight to face another boss. As they approach, a barrage of ice shards flies toward them. Lin Yi notices that the pattern this time is different. A death dragon appears, accompanied by the Maiden of Death, both level 15 bosses. Lin Yi immediately realizes achieving an SS rank won't be easy. He activates reversal and targets the Maiden with an attack. Beautiful but ruthless, she calls him a useless human, declaring he will die. She fires an arrow, followed by an attack from the dragon. Lin Yi smiles and promises her a surprise. While the knight dodges, Lin Yi takes a direct hit. The Maiden grins, asking if that's all he can manage. But Lin Yi stops the attack with a single finger, healing himself in the process. Moreover, since her ability was meant to slow him, it instead increases his speed. The Maiden, confused, asks how it's possible since her arrow struck directly at his chest. The dragon prepares another attack, and she remarks that something is definitely wrong. Another strike lands, and once again, Lin Yi recovers his health. The freezing effect is dispelled, and his speed is further increased. As the Maiden readies another arrow, Lin Yi's summon approaches from behind. Just as she draws the arrow, she senses something and turns, firing at him. He blocks it with his sword, and she realizes she won't be able to dodge in time. She summons Undead to try to stop him, but with a Moonlight Slash, he cuts through them and lands another blow on her stomach. The Maiden, both dangerous and beautiful, activates a silent spell. She uses a vampirism ability, draining the knight's health. Though he continues attacking, she skillfully defends with her bow. Suddenly, she rushes toward him, placing her hand on his back, declaring that if this is how it's going to be, he'll explode. A charm-based seal is applied, controlling him for 60 seconds. She commands him to take his own life. As the knight stands still, unable to react, she prepares another arrow, stating this will be the end for him. Each shot takes 800 HP, slowing him down further. With the knight already down to half health, Lin Yi instructs him to switch to defense mode. A shield materializes, reducing movement speed by 70%, but significantly boosting defense. The Maiden sneers, claiming it's too late. He's already taken too many hits. The knight begins to retreat, but now he's down to 10% health, starting to crumble. The Maiden remarks that he fought well, but this is the end for her opponent's companion. Just then, strange tendrils begin wrapping around her, and I'm not sure where this is heading. Author, please stop. It's Lin Yi's confinement technique. While she's trapped, Lin Yi uses a healing wave on the knight, removing the debuffs and restoring his health. The Maiden, clearly in dangerous territory, asks how Lin Yi is still alive. The dragon attacks from behind, but the knight easily decapitates it. Lin Yi doesn't respond and simply reverses the attack on the dragon, vaporizing it instantly. The Maiden, bewildered at her creature's death, screams that the two of them have no honor. But Lin Yi doesn't spare anyone and unleashes a healing pillar on her head. He instructs the knight to clear one side while he handles the other. Together, they proceed to slaughter the undead. Soon, Lin Yi finds himself atop a mountain of corpses. With that, he has completed the first of 5 requirements. However, he senses something is off. The system announces that a projection of the two-winged angel Kuro will appear, revealing the 5th task. He can choose to accept divine grace, receive a reward from Kuro, and leave the land of the dead. Alternatively, he can choose to kill Kuro's projection. Accepting the god's offer will guarantee an SS rank. But if he defeats the projection, he'll receive a rank so mysterious it's beyond SSS, possibly Alpha, Beta, or Sigma. Lin Yi is confused, having never heard of a rank above SSS. Still, he knows the secret realms are created by the system itself. So while rare, it's not impossible that something beyond SSS exists. Perhaps this rank represents an entity beyond human understanding, like otherworldly planets. A winged creature in the sky glares at him. A divine aura sweeps the battlefield and the knight is unsummoned. Lin Yi identifies the floating eye as the Old Testament, a supreme angel. However, the message specified facing Kuro's projection, so where is it? Then, after a feather descends, Kuro himself appears in the sky. His level is hidden and even the system warns against challenging him. Kuro congratulates Lin Yi and thanks him for cleansing the land undead. He urges Lin Yi to accept sacred gratitude and leave this place. Lin Yi, unimpressed, demands his reward for killing so many creatures. Irritated, Kuro tells him to stop questioning an angel. He summons a flaming sword, commanding Lin Yi to leave immediately. However, Lin Yi dislikes the angel's tone. He clicks something in the system, announcing it's time to begin the real cleanup. It's clear he won't leave his rewards to an angel like this. Kuro points his sword, claiming that serving angels is humanity's greatest honor. He declares Lin Yi's greed deserves divine punishment. Mid-sentence, Kuro nearly gets struck by an attack, narrowly dodging. Lin Yi taunts him, telling him to stop talking and bring the fight. Kuro retaliates with a Sacred Descent ability, nearly striking Lin Yi with a lightning bolt. The battlefield is bombarded as Lin Yi dodges and evades. The angel believes he has found Lin Yi's weakness. In an instant, Kuro appears behind him, landing a strike on Lin Yi's spine. But of course, Lin Yi activates reversal, recovering his health instead. Confused, Kuro retreats, warning Lin Yi not to think he can escape divine punishment. He summons a massive lightning circle, dealing significant damage. But Lin Yi's health only increases as he activates Star Reversal. The angel seems to be losing health as Lin Yi advances. Even so, the angel declares that Lin Yi is courting death by daring to challenge someone from the heavens. Lin Yi, however, thinks to himself that while this guy may seem intimidating, he's not very smart. Perhaps this really is just a projection and not part of the angel's true form. Kuro is struggling to understand why none of his physical, magical, or melee attacks are dealing any damage. Lin Yi notices the monster has no idea how he's won his previous battles. From above, Kuro asks if Lin Yi has some kind of invincibility skill. As the smoke clears, Lin Yi calmly states that no matter what Kuro does, he won't be able to harm even a single hair on his head. He activates Tidal Reversal, applying a slew of debuffs, reducing the boss's health to 40%. Then he uses Catastrophe again, followed by a healing burst. The poor angel collapses to the ground, defeated. Kuro begins to feel pain, but Lin Yi, as relentless as ever, hits him one more time. With that, the angel fades into nothing but a feather. Lin Yi completes the secret mission, earning an SSS rank and an extra diamond chest. The system announces that the dungeon will disappear, and its power will manifest as an exclusive reward. Lin Yi receives a sword of unknown rank called Moon's Shadow. Incredibly, this devastating weapon is exclusive to the priest class. Though, considering Kuro was a priest angel, it kind of makes sense. The sword has a passive ability called Devour, allowing Lin Yi to sacrifice other items to improve its quality. In redemption form, it restores health when attacking. In destruction form, it deals magical damage. There's also a physical form that restores health and deals physical damage. Another form summons jellyfish-like water entities, while yet another uses sand, a total of 30 possible forms. Essentially, it's a weapon capable of healing or killing, an incredible tool. Lin Yi is more impressed by the fact that it's an evolving weapon that grows stronger the more resources he invests into it. He opens 2 more chests, receiving a ton of items. The stats are insane, plus 20, plus 30, plus 40, plus 50. The numbers are through the roof. Unstoppable, Lin Yi exits the dungeon and decides to take advantage of the goddess's active buff by heading straight to another one. At the entrance, however, a chubby man is waiting for him. Suddenly, the man launches a spear, seemingly hitting Lin Yi squarely in the chest, yelling for him to die. It turns out this is the same guy who had been stealing Lin Yi's guides and was recently imprisoned. Unfortunately for him, even though the spear pierced his chest, Lin Yi merely asks if he's done whining. Lin Yi punches the man in the jaw, calling him shameless for stealing his guides and still having the nerve to complain. The man starts trembling on the ground before lunging at Lin Yi again. Immediately, Lin Yi recognizes the demonic energy emanating from him. Dodging the attack, Lin Yi realizes this guy must have made a deal. The chubby man is seething with rage when a ghostly figure appears, mocking him. The ghost tells him he was warned he couldn't match up to Lin Yi now. It ridicules the man, calling him a secondary character, a clown hated by everyone. Poor guy. Let's be honest, he was way out of his league here. The ghost continues berating him, fueling his anger, saying that to gain more strength, he must fully embrace the abyss. The man collapses, his skin changing color, proclaiming his understanding of how everything works now. He rises, muscular and transformed, declaring he no longer wishes to live as a human. Lin Yi tells Cao Yuan he's become a corrupted demon. Cao Yuan dismisses this, stating that the abyssal power makes his body far stronger. Lin Yi warns him that according to Alliance law, he must now be eliminated. Cao Yuan lifts his sword, announcing it's time for Lin Yi to face his retribution, declaring there's no way Lin Yi can win. Cao Yuan attacks with an abyssal horizontal slash, forcing Lin Yi to retreat. Strangely, despite dodging, Lin Yi suffers a cut on his abdomen affected by the abyssal power. His attributes are reduced and he takes extra damage. Lin Yi unsheathes this moon's shadow, warning Cao Yuan not to blame him for what's coming. He leaps toward Cao Yuan, thinking it's a pity that even with this power, the guy still isn't a match for him. Lin Yi's strike is blocked, but Cao Yuan realizes Lin Yi is only as strong as a level 10 boss at most. Cao Yuan smirks, confident Lin Yi has invested all of his points into agility. Lin Yi sees this as the perfect chance to hide his reversal ability. He decides to defeat Cao Yuan without it, keeping his nearly invincible power a secret. A single slash tears through Cao Yuan's chest, leaving him baffled as to how Lin Yi can have such high stats even with the debuff. In truth, Lin Yi is dealing extra damage thanks to the sword's effect. He lands another strike, intending to lure more demons to his trap, while keeping Cao Yuan alive. From afar, the shadow of the abyss watches Cao Yuan. It realizes this pawn is too weak to complete the task. Even after being transformed, he's still no match for Lin Yi. The shadow emerges from Cao Yuan's body, finally identifying Lin Yi as the perfect target. If the demon could ensure Lin Yi's death, Xiafeng would lose his purpose and become easy to capture. Or even better, if Lin Yi accepted the offer, Xiafeng would become their slave. Naturally, the demon prefers the second option and lands another slash on Lin Yi. Cao Yuan asks if Lin Yi is surprised because this is just the beginning. But Lin Yi remains calm, healing every time he's struck. They exchange more blows, and Lin Yi states confidently that this isn't Cao Yuan in front of him, but an abyssal demon. The chubby man, enraged, tells him to shut up and die already. Suddenly, Cao Yuan freezes momentarily. The demon materializes beside him, offering Lin Yi the incredible opportunity to join them. This is exactly what Lin Yi was waiting for. Feigning curiosity, he asks why he should join them and what benefits he'd receive. The demon unleashes an explosion of energy, declaring that the power displayed should be more than enough reason. Lin Yi nods, admitting that this strength is indeed intriguing. He then asks about Xiafeng, the person who rejected their offer. Cao Yuan replies that he extended the invitation to that blonde idiot, but Xiafeng didn't understand what was best for him. Instead, he had the audacity to insult the power of the abyss. Lin Yi laughs, agreeing it was foolish to waste such an opportunity on someone so useless. The demon recalls how Xiafeng had cursed him out, claiming to be an unparalleled genius. The demon mutters angrily that Xiafeng never understood his own worth. Lin Yi, realizing Xiafeng wasn't lying about standing up to the demon, notes that the demon's intelligence is comparable to Xiafeng's. He then suggests that instead of wasting power on Xiafeng, the demon should align with him instead. Intrigued, the demon asks why. Lin Yi explains that he's already gained the trust of the Alliance as professionals. With his soon-to-be leadership position and immense power, they could plunge the entire world into chaos. The demon, confused, asks why someone destined for success would want to destroy the world. Lin Yi fabricates a story claiming that humans are hypocrites. He laments how professional hunters are supposed to protect people, yet his parents were abandoned by the powerful and died horribly. This society, he argues, allows professionals to exploit the weak. There's no honesty left, and that's why the world must be ruled by the strong. If no one is innocent, then everyone deserves death. The demon, moved, agrees and says Lin Yi is absolutely right. Tearing up, the demon exits Cao Yuan's body, understanding Lin Yi's pain. It approaches him with an orb of energy, inviting him to join the abyssal family. Together, it promises they'll destroy this filthy world. Lin Yi opens his arms, declaring that he's ready. As the demon gets close, Lin Yi activates Moonlight Blade in destructive form. The demon realizes too late that it's been tricked. Before it can react, Lin Yi lands the first strike, cutting its health by 40%. Wasting no time, Lin Yi uses reversal to deal an additional 2,000 damage, gaining an attack buff in the process. He follows up with the tidal attack, inflicting 4,000 more damage. The demon tries to flee, confused by how a human priest could deal such devastating damage. Lin Yi drops Catastrophe on it, leaving the demon desperate, certain it stands no chance, and begging for support. Lin Yi coldly tells it there's no escape, pointing out that he knows the demon can't switch bodies while in combat form. The demon realizes Lin Yi knew all of its abilities from the start. Lin Yi confirms it, revealing the entire encounter was a trap. The demon retaliates with an abyssal hand slash, vowing to kill him then and there. But Lin Yi teleports away, causing the attack to miss entirely. The demon, furious, spins around and launches the same attack again, striking Lin Yi squarely in the chest. Believing this finally won, the demon grins, declaring Lin Yi's end. However, Lin Yi activates reversal, healing himself instead. He announces the demon's demise and delivers the final blow, depleting its health bar completely. The system announces that Lin Yi has defeated an abyssal demon. Moonlight Blade begins absorbing the demon's energy, gaining +5 to all attributes. Lin Yi is thrilled to discover the sword not only evolves by consuming items, but also by absorbing abyssal energy. As the demon's power fades, Lin Yi notices a crowd gathering nearby, trying to make sense of what's happening. Some people are calling the authorities as they spot the demon's lifeless body. Moments later, soldiers arrive, ordering Lin Yi to drop the sword. One of them points at him, instructing him to put his hands on his head and remain still. Lin Yi complies, releasing the sword. A soldier uses a paralysis spell, assuring Lin Yi it won't hurt. His arms are restrained, and he understands these soldiers are responsible for the city's safety. Since no one understands the full context, Lin Yi decides not to resist, knowing conflict would be pointless. The soldiers begin analyzing the scene, calming the crowd, and preparing to transport the injured to the hospital. One of them rushes over, reporting that one of the unconscious individuals shows traces of abyssal power. Strangely, it also discovered the corpse of an abyssal demon. The soldier is puzzled, observing the corpse of a level 20 creature that appears to have been sliced multiple times and drained of energy. They seem to be watching a video of Lin Yi landing a blow. Whether it's a projection or someone recorded it, it's unclear. Regardless, they're visibly shaken. After all, the boy standing before them is only level 11 and hasn't even qualified as a professional yet. A red-haired man steps forward and introduces himself as Wang Machio, a squad leader. He removes the paralysis spell and asks Lin Yi how he managed to kill the demon. Lin Yi admits it was indeed him who defeated both Kao Yuan and Wang, who had been corrupted by abyssal energy. Macao acknowledges this but demands to know how it happened. Lin Yi explains that as soon as Kao Yuan became corrupted, the demon appeared and offered him power. Lin Yi pretended to accept, waiting for the demon to exit the body before striking it down. The soldiers look confused, as they've never heard of such an event before. Macao remarks that even for a professional, tricking a creature like that would be extraordinarily difficult. He's aware of Lin Yi's growing reputation, but states that the situation is too unusual for a student. Thus, Lin Yi will need to be detained temporarily. Macao hopes Lin Yi will cooperate with the Alliance while the matter is resolved. One of the soldiers objects, pointing out that Lin Yi is just a student with a solid reputation, so why treat him this way? Macao agrees but insists the situation is graver than expected. For the safety of the city of Jiang, they must follow standard procedures. He apologizes to Lin Yi, explaining that this might delay his professional test. Lin Yi seems more disappointed about losing the goddess's luck buff, which is about to expire. Nonetheless, he agrees to assist with their research on abyssal demons. Suddenly, Mecho's phone rings. A superior officer informs him there's no need to detain Lin Yi. The case will be postponed until after Lin Yi completes his professional test. Confused, Mecho asks why such a standard procedure is being ignored. The officer reassures him that the decision came from the top, so Mecho won't be held accountable. Moreover, Lin Yi's professional test must be expedited since he has already cleared the Forgotten Nest alone. Mako is incredulous. He himself had attempted the nest and failed, so he finds it hard to believe this kid could defeat that knight. Awkwardly, Lin Yi asks if this means he's no longer under investigation. The officer confirms, telling Lin Yi to go about his day and to call on the professionals if he needs anything. Mako returns Lin Yi's sword and says he has one question. Lin Yi asks what it is, and Mecho inquires if this incident is connected to what happened with Shafeng. Lin Yi doesn't hold back, explaining that the demon who attacked him is the same one who tried to deceive Shafeng, but failed. Mako concludes this makes sense, as Shafeng likely has a talent that amplifies power with abyssal energy. Lin Yi realizes the demon was so interested in Shafeng because it planned to use him to exploit the blonde's abilities. The officer thanks Lin Yi, commending him for not only defeating the demon, but also providing valuable information. Lin Yi mentions he has additional information to share but requests privacy. Mako clears the area, ordering his team and the civilians to leave. Once the scene is secured, Mechu apologizes to Lin Yi for the earlier treatment. In a confidential discussion, Lin Yi reveals that the sword he obtained from the Valley of Death can absorb abyssal power. The officer asks what Lin Yi plans to do with this information. Lin Yi theorizes that, as the officer likely knows, little is understood about weapons capable of evolution. However, he suggests a common trait among such weapons is their ability to grow by defeating abyssal monsters. The officer acknowledges hearing about these weapons but states they are so rare he's only encountered references to 3 in his career. Moreover, the details are classified and even he knows little about them. To his knowledge, these weapons typically evolve through dungeon items, not by killing real-life monsters. This is the first instance of a weapon gaining experience directly from combat. The officer thanks Lin Yi for sharing such critical information. Lin Yi offers a complex deduction. If one weapon exists with this ability, there are likely at least 2. More importantly, these weapons may serve as humanity's trump card against abyssal demons. The officer agrees, warning Lin Yi that such confidential information must not be shared with anyone. As the old saying goes, wealth brings trouble, and something this rare would undoubtedly provoke envy and greed. He laments that not all people with power are as altruistic as Lin Yi, and if they were, the world would be a better place. Unfortunately, that's not the reality, so he will report this to his superiors. The officer advises Lin Yi to complete his professional exam promptly, assuring him that the Alliance will contact him soon. The call ends. Lin Yi returns Macho's phone thanking him. Macho salutes, saying he looks forward to Lin Yi joining their ranks. The scene shifts to a meeting where a military officer asks the group for their thoughts on Lin Yi. One officer comments on Lin Yi's immense talent, comparing him to Sanguine Yan, one of the most promising individuals of his generation. He mentions how Guan Yang was expected to lead this generation, but Lin Yi might surpass even him. Another officer in a white uniform remarks on how difficult it is to understand the younger generation. Still, based on Lin Yi's potential, he believes the boy is a lucky prodigy with infinite promise. However, a strange black energy lingers on the floor during the meeting. It dissipates, reappearing in the middle of the city before vanishing into the void. It travels to a dark world, announcing that Miga has been killed. A bizarre creature, possibly a monster or some kind of stones, is aware of Lin Yi's name. Later, Lin Yi returns home. A dangerous creature hides behind the sofa, ready to pounce. Lin Yi, looking a bit lost, notices something nearby and calls out to Mumu, telling her to come out since he's already spotted her. Annoyed, Mumu emerges, complaining that he could at least pretend to be scared. Lin Yi asks why she's at home instead of training. She proudly shows her system, revealing she's reached level 10 and claims she's been working hard. For the first time, Lin Yi looks genuinely impressed. Mumu quickly asks if they can go to a dungeon together tomorrow, but Lin Yi pulls her cheeks, demanding to know if she stayed up all night. She denies it and he says it's fine. They can head to the dungeon together. Mumu reveals the secret to her rapid progress. She can send her spiritual clone to easier dungeons, effectively completing 2 at once. Lin Yi is impressed that her summon has no time or distance restrictions. It can even fight autonomously in a dungeon without her commands. Mumu confirms this, adding that her clone is currently tackling a nightmare dungeon. Lin Yi leans closer, asking if she can monitor and fight in multiple dungeons simultaneously. He sits beside her, enviously admitting he'd love a helper like that. He then asks if she truly has unlimited energy, allowing her to dungeon endlessly. Mumu, tired of the questions, changes the subject. Lin Yi grabs his phone, announcing he'll recalculate her leveling plan from 10 to 20. Her eyes light up as she asks what that means. He explains that considering her talents, he created a leveling strategy. Now that they've discovered her clone's capabilities, they'll need to adjust her equipment and leveling route. Excited, Mumu agrees, eager to hear more, until Lin Yi asks for her 3 most important measurements. Mumu kicks him, demanding to know why he needs such personal information. He calmly explains it's to tailor her equipment and calculate the stats required for optimal recovery. He argues that distributing attributes based on her measurements would give her clone an edge. Mumu, unconvinced, storms off, frustrated. Lin Yi, still focused on his calculations, insists the measurements are necessary for perfection. Mumu stands up angrily, still confused about how her measurements would help. Lin Yi smirks, teasing that he also needs his own measurements to complete the plan. But if she's unwilling to share, that's fine. Furious, Mumu accuses him of wanting measurements from everyone and slams the door. Lin Yi sighs, lamenting that all he wanted was to help her get stronger. In her room, Mumu grabs a measuring tape, reassuring herself that it's just numbers and the goal is improvement. However, she hesitates, unwilling to reveal her true measurements. She wrestles with her thoughts before pulling something out and throwing it aside. It's revealed she's been hiding 2 large bundles of cloth. Frustrated, she imagines Lin Yi mocking her and fears her image will be ruined. Then she has a brilliant idea. She'll use her clone, nicknamed Little Mumu, to take the measurements. After finishing her dungeon, she summons her shadow. When it appears, she ties the tape around it, declaring that the measurements will now be accurate. Outside, Lin Yi overhears the commotion and wonders what kind of chaos is happening. 10 minutes later, Mumu emerges with her measurements written down. The number for the mountains is enormous. Lin Yi looks at the paper, questioning if there's a mistake, warning that incorrect data could hinder her training. Mumu insists it's accurate. Lin Yi accepts it but warns her that errors could jeopardize her progress. She falls silent, grabs the paper, and scratches out the 80 for the mountains, changing it to 80 in the rear. Lin Yi flicks her forehead, saying now it's correct, and she's finally stopped lying. Lin Yi immediately asks if Lin Yi, the other girl, has sent her measurements as well. Mumu replies that she refused, not because she's unwilling to share her measurements, but because she doesn't want to waste any more of Lin Yi's time. To prove her trust, she even sent him a medical record containing all her information and measurements. However, she explicitly requested that Lin Yi not spend too much effort on her. Lin Yi can't decide if she's being overly dramatic or genuinely considerate. Still, as the team's strongest member, he feels it's only right to help her. Mumu then reveals that her spirit has gained a new talent. It can now summon additional smaller spirits to assist her in battle. Lin Yi raises an eyebrow, asking if this is some kind of infinite summoning bug. Mumu clarifies that it's different this time. The spirits summoned by Little Mumu can only be used within dungeons, not in the real world. The only problem is that she has no idea how it works yet. Lin Yi snaps his fingers, declaring that there's no better way to find out than in a dungeon. The next moment, they're inside the Lizard Tribe dungeon, a difficulty level of hard, with levels ranging from 8 to 10. Lin Yi comments on how easy this dungeon is for him. Mumu notices his new sword and asks about it. Activating its healing form, Lin Yi demonstrates by running the blade over her arm, instantly restoring 300 HP. Mumu is impressed but pretends it's no big deal. She then commands Little Mumu to show what she's learned. The summoning ability activates and a bell appears as the system announces. The spirit of the tree entity has been summoned. A towering level 10 tree knight made of bark materializes in front of them. Lin Yi is genuinely impressed. For this dungeon, the summon alone is clearly enough to defeat the boss. If Mumu continues to grow, she could eventually summon creatures stronger than Lingyi's knight. Her talent, while not quite divine, isn't far off. Mumu, eager to test the power, urges the knight to attack. She gives the command and the tree knight charges forward. The poor lizard men rush toward them only to be crushed instantly.